The Secret Life of Lulu and Max's Toys. It was the first day of summer break, and the sun was shining brightly over the little town where Lulu and her younger brother Max lived. "Guess what?" said Mum, smiling. "We're going on a surprise picnic in the countryside." "Yay!" shouted Maximum. "Can we bring our toys?" Lulu's eyes lit up. "Please, Mum. I want to bring Daisy and Max wants Bongo." Mum gave them a look. "Only if you promise not to lose them this time. Remember the last time we had to search for them for hours?" Lulu and Max nodded quickly. "We promise." Daisy was Lulu's favorite stuffed rabbit, with floppy ears and a pink bow. Bongo was Max's cheeky little monkey, with a tiny backpack and a stitched-on grin. What their parents didn't know was that these toys had a secret. They were very much alive when no one was looking. And they loved adventure. Soon, the family set off and arrived at a beautiful green field by a gentle stream. Birds chirped, butterflies fluttered, and the scent of wildflowers filled the air. While Mum laid out the picnic blanket and Dad unpacked the basket, Lulu and Max ran off to play under a big oak tree. As always, they brought Daisy and Bongo with them. But the moment the children were distracted chasing a butterfly, Daisy nudged Bongo. "Now's our chance," she whispered. "Let's explore." Bongo's eyes sparkled. "Race you to that hill." With a giggle, the two toys tumbled out of the grass and scampered off, their tiny legs moving faster than any toy should. They dashed through the field, hopped over pebbles, and squeezed through a hole in the hedge until they found something exciting, an old wooden gate, half open, with vines curling around it. "Let's see what's in there," said Bongo. Inside the gate, they found a secret garden. It was wild and overgrown, with a little pond, a treehouse with missing steps, and a rusted wheelbarrow tipped on its side. "This place is amazing," whispered Daisy. They played pirates on the treehouse, searched for hidden treasure under leaves, and even discovered a glass jar full of marbles buried in the dirt. Meanwhile, back at the picnic spot, Lulu turned around and gasped. "Where's Daisy?" "And Bongo?" cried Max. "Oh no," groaned Dad. "Not again." The whole family began searching. They looked in the tall grass, behind trees, near the stream, but there was no sign of the toys. Back in the secret garden, Bongo noticed something shiny sticking out from under the wheelbarrow. He tugged at it and pulled out an old key. "What do you think this opens?" he asked. Daisy turned the key over in her paws. "Maybe that old shed over there." They tiptoed toward a small, crooked wooden shed hidden in the corner of the garden. The key fit perfectly in the rusty lock. Inside, it was dusty and dim. But what they saw made their eyes grow wide. Maps, trinkets, old clocks, and dusty books filled the space. "It's like a secret explorer's hut," said Bongo. "Maybe it belonged to a real adventurer." Just then, the wind blew the door shut behind them. Click! It locked. "Oh no," whispered Daisy. "We're trapped." They pushed and pulled, but the door wouldn't budge. Back at the field, Lulu and Max were starting to panic. "What if someone took them?" said Max, tears welling up. "We'll find them," said Lulu firmly, though she felt a lump in her throat. Just then, they saw something strange, a trail of tiny footprints in the dirt, leading away from the tree. "Look!" Lulu pointed. "That's not from any animal." They followed the trail past the bushes and through the hole in the hedge, and soon reached the old wooden gate. Inside the secret garden, the toys were trying to climb to the small window at the top of the shed. If I can just reach it, huffed Bongo, I might be able to wave to someone outside. They heard footsteps. Shush, said Daisy. The door rattled. Daisy? Bongo, called Lulu's voice. We're in here, shouted Bongo, though it came out as a tiny squeak. Suddenly, the door creaked open. Dad had managed to find an old broomstick and pop the lock. Lulu and Max rushed in and scooped up their beloved toys. Oh, thank goodness, said Lulu, hugging Daisy tightly. You scared us, said Max. Back at the picnic spot, Mum shook her head. You two and your toys are always disappearing. Lulu and Max just smiled. That night, as they were tucked into bed, Lulu whispered to Daisy, "Did you go on an adventure again?" Daisy said nothing, of course, not while people were watching. But if Lulu had looked closely, she might have seen a little speck of dust on Daisy's pink bow, and a tiny old key poking out from under her dress. And from that day on, the secret garden became Lulu and Max's favorite place to visit, though they never did tell their parents how they first found it.